Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my opinion. The third test match has come to a close. It was quite an even battle. Both sides played very well. India have lost this match by 22 runs. I'd said in the previous day, in fact, I'll go into it a bit after I reintroduce Aditya, where it's been a while since he's appeared on this channel and he has watched this match. What were your thoughts on this match, on this innings?
Yeah, hi everyone. It's great to be back on the video. As you know, it's a couple months we're a couple months into the UK summer at the moment, and I've just been busy with my own cricket, so I haven't really had time to watch the Test series before this. But I've been following this Lord's Test quite closely, and I think it was a great contest to watch. Both the teams were in it right till the end, and there were a few points in the Indian innings that obviously we want to talk about. But when we were watching, I saw India were 80 odd for seven, and Nitish Kumar Reddy, Jadeja batting and 100 odd runs to win. And I thought this is they're right in the game. This is their game to win. But somehow they just messed it all up, and you know England were the winners in the end. So what do
I
you
wouldn't
think?
say from that point, I wouldn't say they messed it up, but I would say, and this is what I was talking about the previous day, where you look at the three batsmen, the wickets for the previous day, where on that kind of surface, one wicket's going to fall. One wicket that I thought was acceptable one was Shubman Gill, because it's been documented for many years that if you bowl an incoming delivery to him, he does tend to struggle, and we saw that. I wasn't going to say this after the previous match because he had scored that many runs, but I'm sure people would have kept that in mind despite he scored those runs. It doesn't mean that weakness has gone away. And I thought most of the dismissals that were either it was bowl and LBW, either with the ball seaming in or going away, beaten the inside or outside, and I don't mind that. The one dismissal that I thought was very poor was Jaiswal's dismissal, because that was a short and wide delivery. I'm not saying he shouldn't try and hit it for four. I don't know if there's a fielder there placed on the offside just for that shot if he tried to go through the offside, but I thought pulling that delivery with how wide it was, I didn't think it was a great ploy. And that was what that Jaiswal wicket, in my view, because of the nature that wicket fell, India lost by 22 runs in a tough surface. And if you compare that with the other dismissals, I don't think that was an acceptable dismissal. What do you think?
Yeah, we've seen Jaiswal. He gets a bit excited at the top of the order when you bowl outside off stump. He just tries to swing at it, and but in terms of that LBW weakness to Shubman Gill, I think it's not only Shubman Gill. I feel the whole Indian team has that weakness. All the batsmen have that weakness of the delivery coming in. But I still think England bowled really well. And today, as you saw today, runs didn't come as easily as it did in the first innings for both the teams when they batted in the second innings, and even India, they had to fight till the end for their runs. So when there were a lot of singles here and there, but the percentage of good bowling was higher from England in this inning. So I feel like KL Rahul, Rishabh Pant, and Nitish Kumar Reddy got very good balls. KL Rahul, that ball deviated in from a long way outside off stump, and he got LBW. Uh, Rishabh Pant, obviously, you said he had a finger injury, but Archer bowled a really good ball and took off the off stump. And Nitish Kumar really couldn't have really done anything about that ball. I feel it just you played the line and it just faintly took an edge. So I feel like England also bowled really well. Archer and Ben Stokes. What do you think?
It's where, and on that topic, I'd said at the end of the previous video, people will say Archer would be their lead seamer. I'd said he wouldn't be their lead seamer. Their lead bowler would be Ben Stokes. I've mentioned workload ratios for the last two videos, where if you bowl a quarter of the overall overs, especially as a fast bowler, you've had a big workload. Bumrah bowled 27 overs in the first innings. I do not think he should be bowling that many in an innings. And I talked about that if Ben Stokes and Archer bowl 20 overs in each innings, then you've got a chance for them to succumb to workload pressure. Archer bowled, who was into his 24th in the first innings. In this case, they were mindful of his workload, so they only bowled him sporadically, relatively sporadically for 16. Ben Stokes, by the time the 70th over was up, he had bowled 24. So it shows that we've seen him even on return in playing in New Zealand. He has taken the responsibility to such an extent. I didn't agree with him bowling that many in both things in New Zealand because that match had no context. England had won the series. They weren't going to qualify for the WTC finals. In this case, they would have wanted to win this match. They thought they could win this match, and they did. So I said Ben Stokes would be the lead bowler. He was. And what I thought, if India had won this match, what they should have done, then it would have made things easier for them when looking to rest their own bowlers. And in England's case, you've got Jofra Archer bowling close to 20, above 20 in one and close to 20 in the other. Ben Stokes bowling above 20 overs in both. I said that in the third innings, of the previous match, he had restricted his bowling workload to manage himself. He only bowled 6 overs on I think before day 3. In this match, then he bowled 14 for the rest innings to finish at 20 overs, and today he almost bowled 24 in a day. So they're not shying away from those heavy workloads when it comes to Ben Stokes, and I think India could have taken advantage of that. Because it's 2-1 to England now, then India have to play as per the scoreline. What are your thoughts on that?
So yeah, I completely agree with the workload stuff because Jofra Archer, we both know he's had a long list of injuries and he's played a bit of cricket recently, and they have to manage his workload. He hasn't played Test cricket for how many years?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah.
And big change for him. He gets injured bowling in T20 cricket, let alone Test cricket. So it's a big change for him bowling this many overs. But Ben Stokes, I feel like as a captain, and he retired from white ball cricket just to focus on Test cricket. He's openly said that. And as captain, he would, with the bowling attack that he currently has, he would have he would expect to be bowling more than 15 overs in an innings because he knows that England don't have a bowler like Nitish Kumar Reddy who can just fill in when it's time. They don't have that luxury. They have Jofra Archer, Bryden Cars, who's not bowling. I mean, he's a proper bowler, but he hasn't bowled that well. He hasn't been that effective. And they have Jofra Archer this inning. So there's no one else to come in, and Ben Stokes has to bowl his quota of overs. So yeah, I get your point. I think it's going to be a big thing to watch out for how they manage both their workloads. But I think it's something Ben Stokes has already factored in, and he expects to bowl that many.
Because there's only 9 down. There's 9 days, a big gap between this and the next the next match rather. And when we get on to workloads, well, what I'll be saying is we're looking at the playing 11s now. First of all, starting off with England. Now, Shoaib Rashid was injured in this second innings after the ball hit his finger. I thought they should have included one of Liam Dawson or Tom Hartley from before. They haven't done so. Will they bring in Liam Dawson? I don't know. But if they do, he can also bat. What I was saying is, Brighton Cast, I feel the game sense has got some way to grow. We were talking as it happened where they put 2 close-in catches on the leg side. He either bowled too far down the leg side, or I think his last delivery was a full half volley to Siraj driven through long off. So I feel the game sense has got some way to go, and that is even bowling on this kind of a tough surface where if with the 11 that I'm going to suggest, if you play Liam Dawson, you could either only make that one change, or you could bring in Sam Cook, who bowls fuller lengths consistently ahead of Brian Carr. So you've got the batting of a Liam Dawson, and you've got the bowling control of a Sam Cook. So your attack will get stronger, and you don't necessarily lose out on that much. But I think Liam Dawson's a better batsman than Brian Carr. So that's what I would do. Do you think England should make another change, or do you think that would be what they can?
Obviously, you said Shoaib Bashir is out for the last 2 tests, and he hasn't been effective. Wherever I see him on TV, he's just being hit for runs. So he's out. But I think it's even worth bringing someone like Jack Leach, who's got the experience and who can stick around in the crease for a bit. But you know, I don't. Yeah, maybe it's worth. They need another spinner. They need another spinner who's going to be
They've got
effective.
two of them. The Tom Hartley, who in India took 6 wickets, I think, in Hyderabad in the second innings. Liam Dawson bats better than him. He's recently been called back to the England white ball setup. I would go with Liam Dawson for now as the first choice option. Then I'd go with Tom Hartley. So that's a bit of background on those two. Jack Leach, they've moved on from, and I understand because now he gives you control. Is he going to win a match for you? No. Even if he bowls in subcontinent, is he going to win a match for you? No. Which is why I think moving on from him, I don't. He would be the third spinner in this case, but moving on from him, I wouldn't say it's that bad of a decision. They should have included these two because there was some talk to say, right, this is a surface where the fast bowlers would be the ones who'd be picking up more wickets. You compare this to India, the Indian 11, where Jadeja, Washington, especially in overseas conditions, they are batsmen who can bowl. They are defensive finger spinners, mostly batsmen who can bowl. But Shoaib Bashir is a one-dimensional selection, and when he's not going to trouble India in any service, you could have a turning service, he won't trouble India. So I've not seen Jacob Ethel bowl in red ball cricket. If they had seen that, then what they could have done is played Bethel ahead of Shoaib Bashir, and then you could have got the extra batsman and someone who could support along with Joe Root and as a spin bowling option, and then you got the seamers there. But in my view, and I've mentioned this before a couple of videos ago, why are you leaving yourself with that option when you've got a Jamie Overton who's not going to play a match? I don't know why. Because you keep bringing in fast bowlers to supplement. You've got Sam Cook, Josh Tongue, Gus Atkinson. Jamie Overton is the fourth choice seamer who's not going to replace any of the bowlers in this team. Surely you can get a first choice spinner who's more likely to play. I don't understand that. What are your thoughts on the changes that I've suggested?
Yeah, I feel you're right. I mean, they don't need any more fast bowlers. I think they've got that covered. Three fast bowlers, and I mean, they what they really need is a spinner who's going to be effective. And Shoaib Bashir, even if he was playing, he wouldn't have done the job for them. His impact has been very minimal. So he's not someone who doesn't even get the sharp turn on and bounce that can trouble any batsman or yeah. So I feel like they should get someone like a Tom Hartley or Liam Dawson in, as you say, but fast bowling is not their concern. They've got Archer, Cast. I mean, he's good enough, and you don't have anyone better than him. You've got Josh Tongue, but no one's really that much better than Cast. They're the people who they have on the bench,
I think
and you
yeah, you continue, you continue.
and you got Ben Stokes as well. So maybe Joe Root could fill in for a few overs, but how many overs is he going to bowl? Not much. So that's it.
See, what I was thinking is, and what you said there, when you said no one's better than Cuts, skill level wise, I think Josh Tongue is one of the best fast bowlers in England based on skill level. He's got an injury prone action and he's been going for runs. So, unfortunately, you got a talented bowler who's not bowling well as he did when he came into the scene in 2022. He's not been bowling as well as that. Sam Cook has been doing well in domestic cricket, in first class cricket. I would have played him, and he's not. I think he's only played 1 or 2 matches for England thus far. So I feel that if you're just purely looking for batting, if Shardul Thakur can be dropped for his batting, man, look at how many runs he has scored. I think he's a better batsman than Bryden Cast. If you're dropping him for failing on his batting, do you think Bryden Cast is going to score 56 runs in the next few matches? I don't think so. So a better batsman in Liam Dawson, you bring in a frontline bowler in Sam Cook, I think that would make their attack stronger. So that's on the England 11. Now on the India 11. Now, this is where I talked about the luxury of if you'd won this match, then you could choose to rest some players, which if you're looking at what would be better for the team to preserve these players, Bumrah ideally shouldn't play the next match. But I don't think that it's that set in stone now because they've lost this match. And if it's up to me, if you're purely preserving his workload, I would not play him for the next match. But I think they may play him for that match. I would rest Siraj, whatever happens, I would rest Siraj. because he's played 3 Test matches in a row. I think he's one of the most durable fast bowlers in the world. How many times do you get Siraj fraught with injury? You don't. I think he's got the best physical attributes in cricket just to suit the sport. And we've mentioned this a lot of time that he's got that trait where because despite his skill level, because the temperament has proven to be an issue, the performances have been here and there, but you cannot fault that whatever the work would be, he'd be able to build it. What are your thoughts on playing or resting Siraj?
As you say, the main factor here is that they're 2-1 down. So any change that they make regarding the bowling attack is going to be a big change. So, and Mohammad Siraj, I recently saw a stat. He's bowled close to 1,000 overs this year, and I've never heard of him getting injured or taking a break or anything.
Only in Australia there was a small injury cloud, but he still played.
Yeah, and he's one of the most hard-working fast bowlers I've seen in a while, and he hasn't bowled badly. I think he's bowled all right, and he's been doing well this Test series. So yeah, you could bring in someone like Arshdeep Singh instead of him, who's equally as good, and who can, if not, he can move the ball really well. He's a left armer as well. But would they do that being 2-1 down? I doubt it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they only make one change, and it's someone who's a fantastic player, but I think they'll only make one change. That is Saifullah in for Karun Nair at number 3, and that is the only change I think they'll make. As I said, because they're 2-1 down, it leaves you not wanting to rest players that should be rested. So that's a problem. Luckily, it's 9 days of manager, and for both sides, it's good because for England, Ben Stokes, 24, he's someone who, in the 100, he ran a single, and his hamstring has not been strong. You could say, and I agree with you, the point you provide is valid when you say he prepared specifically for Test cricket to play this long series. You've got a 9-day break. He would not be under as much of a threat of injury. Jofra Archer, because of his action. I'm not talking about, people say injury prone, sometimes you can get injury to muscles and all those things, but Jofra Archer, because his action is what's causing him to be injury prone. Even if you have a break, if he bowls 15, 20 overs in an innings, you'll always have that injury crowd. For India, Bumrah, also his action. Mohammad Siraj doesn't get injured, but still he's played 3 Test matches in a row. Akashdeep now has played 2, but I think they'd play him. I thought if India had won this match, you could play Arshdeep Singh and Prasidh Krishna ahead of Bumrah and Siraj. But now that I don't think that would be done. So that's my thoughts on the 11s. Do you have any final thoughts? Or
Yeah, not really. Just one point on Jofra Archer. The thing is, he's playing his first test match in about 4 years. So, and he's only played 1 Test match, and he has a 10-day break in between this and the next. So I doubt he's going to be too much affected by injury as well, because he doesn't play Test cricket regularly. So yeah, as you can see, as you said, that one change of Sai Sudarshan in for Karun Nair is one that I probably expect, and they probably need to do by now as well, because Karun Nair we've given Karun his chances. He's had what six chances this Test series so far, and he has not crossed 40. Though he's looked good, he hasn't been able to cross a certain limit. So yeah, it's worth bringing Sai Sudarshan back in and seeing how that goes. And yeah, apart from that, I don't have any other.
Yep. So I think we can wrap that up there. We'll preview the next Test match as well. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Please share with your friend. Remember, this is our opinion. What's yours?